Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's the beginning of the week again. We've had an episode this morning, one of the series episodes, but generally speaking, this is considered the first episode of the week, which is entitled The Week, this week, actually. So we're at episode 106 already. Wow, I can't believe that much time has gone by. More than a year's worth of episodes. Actually, that's more like 2 years worth of episodes. Anyways, basically what we do on this show is I tell you about the regularly scheduled shows throughout the week and what we're going to be doing for them. I also maybe give you a hint as to what we're doing for the series. Actually, it won't be a hint. I'll tell you what we're doing for the series this week. And then we'll also do maybe a little bit talk about some of the upcoming stuff that I want to do. And in addition to that, correct any corrections that need to be made from the past. So there's only one really. When I first put this week together, I had decided to do ranking the albums starting last Friday, but with everything going on, I could clearly see it wasn't going to get done, so we're going to start it this week. So I do apologize for that. It'll just start 1 week later than it would have. So having said all that, the next episode we usually do, and that of course will come out hopefully around noon today. We're pretty close to noon if it isn't. Then the next show, which is the Sunday night show, which is Commonalities Compared. Ben has given me these two bands to compare: Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and King Crimson. Lots in common with these two bands, other than the two vocalists. I chose this album because that's the same guy on this album for that reason. But we'll be talking about what's similar between those two bands. There's actually quite a bit that's similar between the two bands. So we'll be doing that for Commonalities Compared. That will come out Sunday at 8 o'clock. Mondays, look back at a classic rock album. And I just realized that I grabbed the wrong album here. I thought I had it in my hand. Okay, well, at any rate, we're going to be doing the Scorpions Blackout album. I went in there to grab the Scorpions Blackout, and without looking, I grabbed this one, so we're not doing that one. But anyways, we're going to do the Scorpions Blackout album for a look back at a classic rock album. I think this is the actual first Scorpions album I've done for a look back, which is, I think, kind of strange. The reason I chose this album is because I think it was kind of my introduction to the Scorpions. I never actually owned this album until recently, but I've listened to it lots. I've had friends that have owned it, people have pushed it on me. So, yeah, and it got a lot of airplay as well. So we'll be doing that Monday night at 8 o'clock. Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, we'll be doing the final series episode of Decades. I may do we'll call it a half decade instead of doing a honorable mentions, I may do a half decade episode next week for that, and then forego the normal bi-weekly alternation between decades and not what we hoped for, which is the other show that we usually do Tuesday. So this week we're definitely doing decades. The 2010s we're doing up till 2019. I've picked out my 10 favorite albums for that decade. I hope that you can join me for that on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So on Wednesday, we do Favorites, which is a show we do every week. This week, I've decided to do my favorite 10 songs by this band, Blue Oyster Cult. I've done quite a few of these over the history of the channel, but not too many of them in recent years. In the last year or two, maybe just the Pretenders and maybe one other one. But this one, I feel like I'm ready to do a Blue Oyster Cult top 10 songs. So we'll be doing that for Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Favorites. On Thursday, we'll be doing ranking the songs off an album. I've done this one as an album side. I decided, you know what, this band hasn't been getting enough attention, so we're going to go back to them and do the Rainbow Rising, We're going to rank the songs on Rainbow Rising, one of my a killer album for me. So that's what we're doing for ranking the songs on Thursday at 8. Friday, we will start the ranking of the albums. Ben has given me, and if you watched last week's episode, you know that I am going to talk about the same 4 bands. So Samson, Angels, and Magnum. So they're 2 Angels albums. I don't know if they're from the same band, Angels, or it could have been one of the other Angels bands. I'm not sure yet, but I haven't really looked at the albums too closely to tell you. But yeah, so we'll be doing that for ranking the albums on Friday at 8 o'clock. Saturday, another episode of What's New will be released at 8 o'clock. I'm hoping my Sonus Umbra will show up in the mail this week, and we can do that. If not, I will go to another backup album. Last week's backup album, Baroque Project, was absolutely killer. Love the album. Definitely an album I want to have. And I hope that everybody gets a chance to kind of feel this band out. Really a bit up-tempo. Lots of great instrumentation. Some catchy songs. The vocals are fantastic. The whole band is very good and very catchy. Has some Styx-like elements to their music, especially their vocal area, and a little bit of that overindulgent Gentle Giant instrumentation as well. So yeah, excellent group. So give it a listen if you haven't had a chance. So we will do either Sonus Umbra or we will do another backup band like we did last week until the album shows up. And that's it for the regular show. Just going to put those all on the floor there. So the series is continuing to run. These are my favorite 4 album runs by these bands. We are now getting down there. So it's this week, we're getting into the starting to get into the top 10 area, which was really tough. A lot of these albums are separated by a hair. These bands runs absolutely killer. I'm hoping this will be one of the best ones. A couple of bands, one band here doing a kind of a second run, and we'll be getting to them too as well. So then the next series, which we will run, I believe is going to be the bands that, for whatever reason, I don't really follow them. Yet I have stuff by them, but I don't really follow them. I've not really gotten into them. There's quite a few of them. So we're going to do, for the month of September, we're going to do this series. I'll do the 30 albums. I'll do the 30 bands that, for whatever reason, I haven't gotten into them. I'll try to discuss my logic and reasoning why I never got into them. In some cases, it's just simply a case of, I, for whatever reason, just never followed them, just never went and looked at an album, never really listened to them much. Other bands I've tried, they've not really taken with me. But we're going to do the 30 of them. Hopefully 1 or 2 of these bands by the end of the series will be bands I start to follow. That's happened with a few bands in the past. Gentle Giant, King Crimson, Pink Floyd. There's a few bands like that I just never followed much, and The Doors, of course. These were all bands that I never liked much, never really followed much, wasn't really into, and now they've become bands I listen to quite a bit. So hopefully I can get a couple more of these off of that section and into my listening to. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of this week. Sorry, I seem to be a little bit scattered today. Which will come out at around approximately noon, and we'll do the commonalities compared later this evening around 8 o'clock. So I'm hoping that you enjoy this episode, and we will see you throughout the week on various episodes. Please hit the like and subscribe. Any comments, please put in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Have yourself a good evening, and take care, and goodbye.